Welcome back to another Micmac tabletop review. Today we'll be taking a look at the Beretta 686 Onyx 12 gauge over-under shotgun. This is the Beretta 686 Onyx 12 gauge over-under shotgun. This one was built in 1991 according to its date code. When it comes to the world of over-under shotgun, the Beretta 686 has an excellent reputation for shotguns available in the high end of the entry level of the market. Now, what does high end of the entry level mean? Well, you probably noticed that the better over-under shotguns tend not to be cheap. While you could spend a heck of a lot more on a good over-under shotgun, a used Beretta 686 Onyx in good condition could be found for under $1,000 today. A new old stock could be found for about $2,000. At least that's according to GunCritic.com. Yes, that might be optimistic because others, like Guns International, suggest you should expect a used price closer to $1,460, and GunZone proposes a range of between $1,000 and $3,000 for a used Beretta Onyx depending on condition, age, and specific features. Now that might sound a little high for a used entry-level over-under shotgun, but when you consider that Beretta lists the Beretta 686 Silver Pigeon on its website today with the manufacturer's suggested retail price of $2,650 as an entry-level over-under, well, this used 686 Onyx at only around $1,000 begins to look more like a real bargain. Certainly that's what I thought when I saw this one at a local gun shop. Now, if you watch many of my reviews, you already know that I'm more of a handgun guy. Still, I like shotguns, and I've reviewed a few of them in the past. I like shooting sporting clays whenever I get the chance, but not to the point where I can justify spending a lot of money on upgrading my shotguns. But I keep my eyes open for good ones just in case one should come up my way at a good price. And that's what happened a while back when I had the opportunity to pick up this Beretta 686 for $750 in a private consignment sale at a local gun store. As I pointed out, that might have been about half the real expected cost. A pretty good deal. No doubt I was lucky and at the right place at the right time on this one. And while my appreciations for a better shotgun has definitely increased as I've experienced the benefits that come from a more refined firearm, the question is, what do I think of this Beretta 686 Onyx after a few months of ownership? Now, before I try to answer that question, let's make sure this gun is cleared first. And by the way, if you enjoy this review, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Beretta, located in Brescia, Italy, is one of the oldest privately owned firearm companies in the world. Founded in 1526, Beretta has been making all types of guns for about 500 years. It would be difficult to imagine a company being around that long producing poor or even mediocre products. And so it is that Beretta indeed has a truly stellar reputation for making good stuff. When it comes to firearms, if it's a Beretta, chances are it's going to be pretty good. And is especially true for Beretta shotguns. The Beretta S686 Special was produced between 1987 and 1993. The S in the name designates it that is intended first and foremost as a sporter. The original 686 Onyx was developed as a basic low-cost gun. While Beretta considers these 686 shotguns to be entry-level guns, there's no skimping on quality. In fact, the 686s are often used in competitions due to their high quality and shooting characteristics. These were the forerunners of the immensely popular Beretta Silver Pigeon still in production today. By the way, you may have heard of the Beretta Black Onyx. The Black Onyx is a term that came into use after Beretta came out with the silver-colored Onyx to differentiate between the two styles, but Beretta never called the original Onyx a Black Onyx. There were also two versions of the original Black Onyx. The early version, like this one, had the matte blue finish together with a matte finish on the wood. Later versions had a gloss blue finish and a gloss finish on the wood, but otherwise they're all the same gun. And while the 686 Onyx may not be as ornate as some of Beretta's more expensive offerings, it's still an attractive, elegant firearm. True, the 686 Onyx engraving is understated, but the walnut woodwork is all that you would expect it to be in a quality Italian gun. And as a member of Beretta's 680 series of shotguns, the 686 is undeniably one of Beretta's most successful shotguns. From what I've found, there's fairly high consensus that these early Onyx guns were understated, high quality, wrapped in sheep's clothing. This over-under shotgun has 28-inch 12-gauge chrome-lined barrels. It has box lock action, a vented rib, and bead sight. It was also available in 30-inch. This Beretta 686 came with its original flush screw and improved cylinder and modified flush choke tubes. But as you can see, this one has extended Carlson ported sporting clay tubes. The barrels are chambered for 3-inch shells and are equipped with shell injectors, but the 686 could also be had with extenders instead. The trigger is single selective. The second, or the upper barrel trigger, is set by inertia when the first barrel, the lower one, is fired. The safety automatically sets to safe when you close the action. The barrel selector combined with the safety lever allows for the shooter to choose the traditional lower barrel first, 1 dot, or the upper barrel first, 2 dot. The 686 came with a length of pull of 14 3/4 inches. Overall weight is about 7 pounds. In addition to 12 and 20 gauge, the Beretta 686 was also available in 28 gauge. The walnut stock features a semi-pistol grip. The original stock would have been equipped with a 3/4 inch black rubber recoil pad, but we have a replacement Pachmayr pad on this one. As I said, originally the length of pull would have been 14 3/4 inches, which is a good average length that would have suited most people. I've been told that the 686 may have come with a second thinner rubber pad so that the gun could have been made shorter, as this one was. I usually don't try to film shotguns in the field. I just don't have the quality of camera needed to catch breaking clay, so I apologize for that. But let me say that I've had this Beretta 686 out to several sporting clay ranges with my family over the past year, along with several other shotguns for comparison. And I can tell you that the consensus is that the Beretta 686 is viewed very favorably. That's not to say that it would be everyone's first choice. My wife and daughter-in-law all felt that it was a little too heavy. My daughter absolutely hated the ejectors. My son and son-in-law didn't care for the auto safety reset, and my son for the tang slide safety. My son-in-law would prefer longer barrels. Still, overall, the quality and refinement of the Beretta 686 was easy to recognize and appreciated by all. Even though this Beretta 686, outfitted as it is, didn't fit everyone, we all performed well when shooting the Beretta 686. But in the end, only my son and I felt that the higher price of the Beretta 686 was really worth it. When I got this gun, it already had some modifications to it, and I've made a few more of my own that I'll talk more about in a moment. But as I said, that means that we have to acknowledge this particular shotgun's personal fit would have been an obvious issue that certainly would have influenced opinion. Now this is where I usually cover pros and cons, and here's the thing. Although my research was by no means exhaustive, I really couldn't find any real complaints on the Beretta Onyx 686 operationally or functionally. From my own personal experiences for an over-under, it's comfortable to shoot, and the performance of this particular 686 has been flawless. Of course, I don't claim to have real expertise when it comes to shotguns, and even less when it comes to shooting them. In previous shotgun reviews, I stated I personally couldn't justify spending big bucks on a gun that I wouldn't be using very often. I also stated that when I did need a shotgun for an occasional trip to the sporting clay range, my Franke semi-automatic Mossberg Silver Reserve or even my Mossberg 500 were all good enough. All true. But I will admit that this Beretta 686 is indeed a notable step above in quality. Now that being said, I should probably mention that in truth, I faced some personal issues with my performance with this shotgun. In fact, initially, I was really quite disappointed. I couldn't seem to hit anything with it, and bruising was common. So I didn't use it for months after I had first bought it. Like me trying to find a suit that fits me off the rack, it's rare for me to find any shotgun that actually fits me out of the box. Like suits, shotguns are typically made to fit most people, and my needs just don't fall within those parameters. This Beretta 686 is no exception. I have long arms and a long neck. While this gun is more than 30 years old, the only modifications made to it included the addition of these extended choke tubes and this Pachmayr recoil pad. very nice, but the length of pull of only 14¼ inches on this gun as it came to me is just too short. I'll admit I didn't know this gun's length of pull until I got it home. I'm well over 6 feet, so that just doesn't work for me. Originally, according to specifications, the Beretta Onyx would have had a length of pull of 14¾ inches. The Packmar pad is very good, and I'd like to keep it. And here's the thing, as old as this gun is, I expect that the original pad had probably turned quite hard by now, and probably was never all that great for managing recoil anyhow. So this replacement pad isn't a bad thing. But it's about a ½ inch too thin. Fortunately, kick ease spacers are inexpensive solutions to add to length of pull, although they require a bit of grinding to fit. So for about $15 I've been able to add a spacer that brings this gun up to more comfortable length of pull for me. The second personal fit issue regarding this gun has to do with the comb height. It's at least ½ inch too high for me. I knew that when I bought it, but I figured I could just grind ½ inch off the comb and refinish the stock. After a bit of thinking, I decided adding a ½ inch height to the rib might actually be easier. If you're interested in how I did this for around $30, you should check out my video episode 2024-21 on how to raise a shotgun rib. And so, along with the addition of the recoil spacer pad, this shotgun's poor fit problems have now nicely been solved. Altogether, I spent a little over $60 total for these changes. Not bad. And what a heck of a difference these improvements have made for my performance with this Beretta 686. It's now my go-to shotgun for sporting clays. As is typical with used guns, there was no case with this gun or the original 5 Beretta chokes. I'm not sure if it even was an original case, but Beretta has one for about $128, and I might opt for one in the future. But I'm going to check out gun shows first for a better deal. As for the chokes, Beretta chokes are readily available, and this gun did come with improved cylinder and modified flush chokes. But I sort of like these Carlson extended sporting clay ported chokes, so I doubt if I'll be adding any more. I just never played much around with chokes. Improved cylinder and modified chokes seem to work fine for me. Finally, after 30 years of use, I'd say the metal and the wood finish are in pretty good shape. There's not much wrong, but the wood stock and forend especially are beginning to show a little bit of their age. Not bad, and still too nice to mess with at this time. The worst of it are a couple of dings here on the stock. These aren't deep, more like surface flaking of the Beretta sort of polymer type finish on the 686. The good news here is that I've experience with refinishing hand rub oil stocks, so I might just take this on as a project in the future. This walnut would certainly be a good candidate for a beautiful result. The metal, as you can see, is in very good condition. The gold lettering is crisp, and there are no scratches or blemishes that I can see. It's really very nice. As I've said in other reviews, break open shotguns like this over-under are like revolvers in the handgun world. Simple and efficient. Push this lever over to break open. Load the appropriate shells. I'm using spent shells here for demonstration purposes. Close the action. Note that the safety automatically sets when you close the action. I'm told that the automatic setting of the safety can be disconnected. When ready, take the safety off. By the way, the selector is typically set so that the lower barrel fires first, basically for better balance. Point and pull the trigger. That will discharge the lower barrel. It's the recoil that sets the second trigger, so I'll just bump the gun on its shoulder pad. You can hear the click. Point again and pull the trigger again, and the upper barrel will fire. Push the brake lever over and open the action. The ejectors will force the shells out, which you can choose to catch or allow to fly. Reload and repeat. Basically, that's it. Everything functions smoothly, although you do have to remember to take the safety off to fire. Trigger pull is fairly light at 4.2 pounds. The travel is very short, perhaps about ½ inch with a crisp release. Personally, I think the 12 gauge recoil on this particular shotgun with its shoulder pad is fairly mild with the sporting clay target loads. To disassemble, pull the lever on the underside of the forend and the forend drops away from the gun. The barrels are hooked into the receiver. Swing them down and you can remove them, and that's it. Reassembly is the opposite. return the barrels, and close the action. Return the fore end, and you're done. And that's all there is to it. Now, I've already talked enough about the price of the Beretta Onyx 12 gauge over under. Basically, you can expect to pay about $1,450 for a used one in good shape. There's no doubt that finding one like I did for under $800 was a very good find. And although it requires some adjustments to be made fit for me, it was easy and relatively inexpensive to do myself. The message here is that good deals can certainly be had. Just be patient. Now, before we end today's video, I'd like to remind you that if you haven't already, be sure to like, share, and subscribe down below. And thanks for watching. In summary, today we took a look at the Beretta 686 Onyx. Nice 12 gauge over-under sporting shotgun. The 686 is one of Beretta's most successful shotguns. The 686 is a member of Beretta's 680 series of shotguns. It was designed in the 1990s as an entry-level shotgun and successfully introduced to the public in 1994. Despite being marketed as an entry-level over-under, 686s are often used in competitions due to their high quality and shooting characteristics. This is the black Onyx, which is a term that came into use after Beretta came out with the silver-colored Onyx to differentiate between the two styles. There are also two versions of the original black Onyx. The early versions, like this one, had the matte blue finish together with a satin dull finish on the wood. Later versions had gloss blue metal and gloss finish on the wood. Wrapping up, Beretta is one of the best known firearm manufacturers in the world, and the Beretta 686 Onyx over-under shotgun is highly regarded. And as you probably already know, it is certainly possible to pay a very large amount of money for a hand-finished Beretta shotgun. But the good news is that Beretta also produces a wide variety of more affordable, mass-produced guns of superb quality, one of which is this beautiful 686. And that's a very good thing, because otherwise there's just no way we'd be looking at this superb example here. Any weapon you carry is better than one you left at home. Thanks for watching. Hope you'll be back for my next tabletop review. Until next time, stay safe.